Hello everybody, this is Maniac for Bricks, and I'm here today with set number 7775, Aquabase Invasion from LEGO Aqua Raiders. This is the largest out of all of the Aqua Raiders sets in this theme. This was released in 2007, it has 840 pieces, includes 5 minifigures if you count the skeleton, and this originally retailed for the price of $70 in the United States. This is a massive set that is set on 2 base plates and has a large giant squid. Let's take a closer look at this set right now. Itself, the Aquabase takes up a massive amount of area. It's really well done for being an Aquabase for the Aqua Raiders to travel back to, collect their treasures, investigate more areas, and even deploy some of their vehicles. We'll start off on this section on the side, which can be swiveled, as this has a swiveling plate underneath it. You can move this around to different areas if you want it to take off in different ways. It works as a platform, so you can easily approach the base when needed. This part attaches to another part of the set, where we can land our sub right on top. The station works well so that it can fit the sub on there very easily, even with these small clips on there. You don't have to exactly clip them on. You can just sit on top and take it off when you need to. On the side of this platform, we have a large oxygen tank, perhaps useful for refueling some of the vehicles. We also have along the bottom a lot of rock element areas. We also have some seaweed, some small oxygen tanks on the bottom, and you can even see more seaweed on the sides. Definitely encompasses the feel that this is at the bottom of an ocean, or some sort of seafloor, so that the base is interactive with the environment. Platform, we walk over to the area for getting inside the base. This is supposed to be the only way a minifigure gets in, but for us, we can get access to this all the way around. You have a small ladder made out of some easy pieces here, and this door opens up pretty nicely. It's a nice idea, although sometimes it can get stuck or perhaps break off. There's just enough room to get our minifigure inside. There we go. On the inside, we have lots of operations to the base. We'll start with this little crane on the top, which can be lowered down into this middle compartment. This is your area where you can have a small sub, perhaps make some repairs on it, add some equipment, or just get some diving gear. You have some diving gear on this side, over here, and even a little bit on this side as well. But there's lots of different tools so you can accessorize your vehicle and get it ready for the underwater world out there. You can use the crane to pick up the little sub that's included in this set. It might be a little hard to get it on, but it'll actually catch up. That way you can lift it up and make the necessary repairs. We'll get more into the feature in the middle in just a moment. On the inside of the base, we have lots of different accessories and some okay looking details, but there's enough room to walk around and have the minifigures interact with each other. Towards the front, we have 2 computer interfaces, one of them that shows a radar around the base. This is on a sticker, and most other parts on here are stickers. This shows a giant squid on the screen, and it's also the same piece in the sub that we looked at earlier with the crab crusher. This minifigure is able to wear a cap instead of a diving gear because the inside is intended to be somewhat air conditioned. So it doesn't require that you wear scuba gear indoors. Although the outside look of it makes it seem like it's still in the ocean. This is just a cutaway so we can actually go inside and play with the model. Over here we have some more oxygen tanks and some more tools. We can bring our vehicle over here to be dropped off and repaired. Once we've made the necessary repairs to the small sub, we can put it back on the platform. The platform acts as an area where we can slide the vehicle into the ocean. So we have our scuba gear ready. We simply lift up on this little bar, and it will slide all the way through. Take a careful look underneath on this level. so you can see it slide. Front, this model looks pretty good. I like the way the tubes are used to give it some technical feel, and also how these two giant pieces meet in the middle, so it gives it a large interface and a large feeling for the base itself. Towards the top, we get to see a special feature which we can utilize with a cannon. This is someone that is outside of the base, so that they can fire on any incoming sea creatures. You can spin this around 360 degrees, and you can move it up and down, fairly amount. You can even lower it a little bit further there if they're behind the base, and even lower it or excel it up like this. And simply it just fires on the top. Here is a look at our mini sub. There's nothing advanced about this build. It's very easy to make, and even fits our minifigure on the back on that same plate that the sub is made of. It's made for small missions and maybe some scouting around. Next up, we'll look at our sub in this set. This one's a sub, actually. The small one, I wouldn't consider it a sub compared to this. But this one looks impressive for its details. I like how the round pieces are used on these ends, so it gives it a sense of flotation if it's above water. You have the propeller on the back, which can spin in both directions. There's also some other interesting details that are put throughout here, such as the separation between these parts. And the middle can actually open up from both sides. When we open up the middle, we get to see a treasure chest inside, and this can easily be removed. Inside, we have a couple of gold coins and some gems. The space in here accompanies the treasure chest very well, and is good for other sets to hold their treasure inside. You can also close these back up, and you can also open up the front. The front will allow us to get to the minifigure inside, which we'll take a look at very soon. The set includes a team of 4 divers. They all have the same exact uniforms from the torsos and the legs. The breathing apparatuses and goggles are included so you can have all 4 of them diving, as you saw earlier when we looked at the base. None of them have back printing on any of their faces. There's just the one face for each one. There are also common faces that we've seen from other Aqua Raiders sets, and even from LEGO City and other themes. Take a closer look at each of these heads, without their helmets on, so you can see a little better of their details. There's also a 5th minifigure that's a skeleton, and it's wearing one of the Aqua Raiders' helmets. I don't think this buddy was pretty lucky, because he came across a giant squid. This is one of the largest out of all of the Aqua Raiders mutant sea creatures, if you want to call them mutant. I'm not really sure on that account, but this one is highly impressive for its size and its abilities. It's very flexible, much like an actual giant squid, and it even has a few features to it. If you wanted to, you could actually access the area for the skeleton. You can open up the sides, take off the top of the head, and pull them out. Presumably this is the stomach area, I suppose, that is holding this minifigure. We'll just put that back together, which actually has some good shape to it. Just want to take a moment to look at the eyes on this creature. This is pretty impressive, and one of the few times that these colors appear in these giant ball areas. You can actually move this around to make different poses and give it a sense of direction. It's actually kind of creepy. But one piece is an opaque glow-in-the-dark piece, and the other one underneath is white with a lot of red, as if it's pointing at its eyes. The middle section has a small row of teeth that actually look pretty cool. And as far as the tentacles, you can move these in a lot of different ways. You not only have the flexibility of the joints, these ratcheted areas where they can easily be positioned, but you can also move them on the top, even at the tips, And in the middle 4, you can move them from side to side. These 4 on a sort of diagonal, you can also move in these directions. There's a lot of possibilities for posing this giant squid. And I'll try to give you the full range of motion. You can see how much area this can cover with its tentacles. That's pretty impressive. And let's not forget one of its other key features for this set. It can glow in the dark. You might have noticed, or perhaps I said it before, but there are several glow-in-the-dark elements, such as the tips of the tentacles, the eyes, and even the area inside of its head. So, let's take a look and see how well it glows in the dark. And keep in mind, this wasn't under the light too long, but I tried. Wow, now that is impressive. The camera doesn't justify it, but this actually glows very well in the dark. Looking at it from the back, it still looks pretty good. The little bits in the head can light up, but it doesn't really show it too much on the camera. Again, the camera doesn't justify how well this glows. This set included 2 large instruction booklets to build everything, and it's divided up very easily into numbered bags. I believe it was the first bag builds the small sub and the squid, and then the second bag builds part of the base, and then the rest of the base is built throughout the second book. So it's a very thorough build. It was very enjoyable. I liked all the different features in here. It lived up mostly to my expectations of the set from every time I've seen it in the past, and I really got to enjoy how large the squid is compared to the base. It seems formidable that it's a big size, so that it tries to be a menace to the base. I also like the features for the small sub, and some of the dropping function that was inside of here was pretty cool for how that was set up. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to check out some of my other Aqua Raiders reviews on my channel. I've also reviewed other diving themes, such as Atlantis, so you can check those out in its own playlist. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time with more LEGO videos.